next Prime Minister, St. Thomas Western. Make welcome, comrade Jefferson Bolo.
Yeah, no, man.
This is me, man.
Remember good, no man, you can't take your music.
Yeah, them not bad like me. Now them know we.
One market G.
Hi!
What the emojis them in I chat fee comrade, don't I deal with? Don't I deal with in I chat people talk up the things, don't I deal with in I chat. One market G article, you know. Remember good no man.
Selector.
Ace.
Comrade Chairman, Comrade Mario Mitchell, all of the comrades on the platform. We have been introduced many times. Enough respect to each and every one. Special shout out, of course, to Comrade Sister Rose Marie Shaw, candidate for Eastern St. Thomas, and the candidate and next member of Parliament for Western St. Thomas, Comrade Hubert Ryan Williams. I may call him Hubert, you know, because more everybody knows when them look on the ballot and them say Hubert, that man we attack. That man we attack. May I tell you now, people, you've heard from a member of Parliament. He is a man of courage. He is a man of intelligence. He's a man with plans for Western St. Thomas. He has the skill set from his educational background, from his political experience as a councillor, to deliver real solutions for the people of St. Thomas. He wants to use agriculture as an economic vehicle to help the farmers, whether it be the coffee.
Bust the flavor.
Not the advertisement.
The issue of water farmer solutions for the St. Thomas. He has the skill set from his educational background, from his political experience as a councillor, to deliver real solutions for the people of St. Thomas. He wants to use agriculture as an economic vehicle to help the farmers, whether it be the coffee farmers up on the hills or the onion farmers on the plains, whether it be the issue of water, whether it be the issue of the price of the crops, whether it be the issue of the permits that certain people bring in competing crops to undermine the economics for our farmers in St. Thomas, and they end up suffering because other men who have the permits through Fen and Company bring in the goods and the market collapse, and then you hear what the man say, what happened next? He wants to make sure that the entertainment sector, which is so vital to St. Thomas, the round robin, the fish fry, even the setup them, can run the right way. And the next People's National Party government is identifying the creative and the cultural industries as a vehicle for growth in this country. And it starts with the grassroots entertainment sector, of which he spoke. Right now we have a system where some little arbitrary thing can play, and people can find that them party get locked down and they don't have no justice in it. And the systems to getting the permits is not transparent. And so it's a system of abuse. We want to change that as the next People's National Party government. We want to make sure everybody knows where they stand and how they can get their permit. And it's accessible and it's fair and just in how it's delivered. Because the economy of the people of St. Thomas, it will benefit tremendously from being able to enjoy that sector growing and flourishing the way it should. In our budget presentation last week, we presented a series of proposals as to how we want to take Jamaica forward. It must be grounded in ethics. That means righteousness in how we deal with each other, inspired by God. Too much corruption in the country. And you in Western St. Thomas know a lot about that because you've been experiencing it under the regime in which you have been held. Comrades and friends, it's time to get rid of those things from our politics in the country. It's time to ensure that the people can have trust and confidence in the leadership of the country. That the resources of the people entrusted to the elected officials are used for the benefit of the people and people only, and not for friend and company. So ethics is a critical part of the next PNP government. And we're going to work with the churches and we're going to work with civil society to roll out a values and attitudes program, not directed by us as the politicians, but by the wise heads who everybody knows don't really partial when it comes to politics, and they're just thinking about the people of Jamaica, and they consider this as a progressive movement to a better place in terms of values and attitudes in the country. Comrades, the housing situation in Jamaica is in a very bad place. Affordable housing is not accessible to the people. There have been a construction boom, but the houses that have been built are houses way out of reach of the ordinary Jamaicans, civil servants, public servants, and ordinary Jamaicans. We are going to change that. We are going to repurpose the National Housing Trust, bring it back to the vision of Michael Joshua Manley, who founded it in the 1970s, to be an agency to empower people to own their homes. We're going to recapitalize the National Housing Trust with public lands that are available and allow those to be developed as affordable housing. And we will make sure the price is affordable to the people, because we won't charge the people for the land value in the house. And that will give them a better deal. So when they buy a house, they immediately have equity in the house, because the land portion of the price, they never have to pay for that. We have a system in place, or in mind, to put in place in the housing trust for public sector workers. We're going to give them back the interest rate reduction that this government took from them. For the lowest band of borrowers who earn less than $30,000 or less a month, we're going to take out the insurance cost out of their monthly payment, because insurance has been going up and making it more and more difficult for them to manage. We are going to take that off of them and remove that burden. We're going to take $1 billion of the resources of the National Housing Trust and make it available as a deposit fund to help first-time buyers up to 35 years old who have been contributing for 2 years to the trust to get a $500,000 grant towards a deposit so they can pay down on a house. Because we know that that is a big hurdle to home ownership in the country. We have the rent-to-own plan. If you're a person who is employed in the informal economy, you have your little business, your little hustling, and you don't have a pay slip, and you can't go into the NHT and establish your monthly income in a documented way, we will say, all right, you want this house that we have in our portfolio for sale. You can go in there and rent it for a period of time. And once you've established that you can make the monthly payments, which are the same as the mortgage payments, we will flip it and make sure that you can borrow that mortgage and buy that house. We want to empower the people who are not presently able to access mortgages. And for those who are not earning enough to save for a deposit, and they don't fall within the 35 and under bracket, but they well want them house, we will allow them to go into the house as a tenant, and then a portion of their rent will go towards the deposit fund. And once the deposit fund reaches the necessary amount, it will pay down their deposit. They can draw down the mortgage and buy the house and become an owner of their own house. That is the kind of planning we have for the people of Jamaica. So comrades, when it comes to labor relations, this contract work device that is out there in the economy, sometimes it is being used in an abusive way to keep people on recurring short-term contracts, and they can't get any benefits under the employment law. They can't get holiday pay when they take leave. They don't have several of the benefits that proper employees under the law of the land are supposed to have. We are going to bring legislation to end that and ensure that all workers who are really employees of the country, whatever the contractual device that the employer may use, must be treated as an employer and have the full rights that we have struggled for over the centuries to make sure that every Jamaican worker should have. So the next PNP government is going to be a a government of liberation for the people. It's going to be a government of empowerment for the people. It is going to be a government of upliftment for the people. Julian spoke about our education policy and our training policy because we want to have our people as productive as possible so we can attract the investment with the better high-tech, better paid jobs. Because right now, although unemployment is low, hunger is all over the land. 55% of Jamaicans are suffering from moderate or severe food insecurity. That means they're not getting the right diet. That's why we have so much pressure and sugar and so much stroke in Jamaica. People not eating the right food because they can't afford it. So we need a total revolution in how we deal with all of these things and put Jamaica on the right path forward. We are the ones who brought the solutions that have enabled the public debt in this country to come from the high level it once was, where the country was on the edge of financial collapse, down now to where it is today, where the public debt is no longer such a frightening thing because we know how to manage it. But this Labour Party government, they can't take it to the next level. They've had 9 years. The Prime Minister himself has been the Minister of Economic Growth and Job Creation. The jobs he's created, he himself admitted, are marginal jobs which leave people on the edge of poverty. And there's been no economic growth. The man has been a failure in his portfolio and a failure as leader of the country because he does not know what it takes to move the country forward. We are going to sort out the bureaucracy of the country and make sure the system is efficient and user-friendly and get rid of the rules that are out of date and frustrate people and the processes that no longer fit for purpose and get in the way of progress. We will fix those things. I am going to chair the task force with responsibility for that. I am going to chair it myself because I have the skill set to make that happen. So people, it's important that we get enumerated if we're not on the voters list and we're minded to vote for the PNP. If you know anybody out there who's a PNP-minded person who tells you, yeah, them like Market G and they love the plans and they love the team and they think we can deliver for Jamaica and they're not on the voters list, please make sure they get enumerated by next week, Monday, so that they can be on the voters list that will be published at the end of May, because there's a good chance that that will be the voters list that we vote on in the next election. And comrades and friends, Hubert Ryan Williams is stepping forward as your candidate in the next general elections. We know the opponent you're up against. We know the way he plays his politics. But what? We are the People's National Party workers and warriors, and we will stand firm and deliver the victory for the People's National Party. After so many years, this is the time. We can do it, comrades. Are you ready? Hear from you. Are you ready for Hubert Ryan Williams? Are you ready for the People's National Party? Are you ready for the victory in the next general elections? Well, comrades, you sound like you're ready, and we are ready. So let us march forward together. Time come, comrades. Time come. Victory is ours. God bless you all.
One Market G.
Comrades, I have one more task before we wrap up the proceedings tonight. And this is a formality, but it is an important formality. And it is to present to you the candidate. Comrades of Western St. Thomas, it is a great honor and a pleasure to I, Mark Jefferson Golding, President of the People's National Party, to present to you, the comrades of Western St. Thomas, your candidate for the next general elections to come in Jamaica. And I give to you Hubert Ryan Williams.
But we killing them with the beat.
One Market G. One Market G.
Power to the people. Power to the people.
Tell you, ramp with Market G.
And I call up some young men who are from this constituency to ensure that they close off this afternoon's proceedings. One verse of Jamaica Rise to close the meeting officially.
Yeah.